Hey guys, it's me, and I thought that I would just make you a little video and show you what I wanted you to do today. You've got the handout that you picked up on the table. What I need you to do first is cut out, of course, the title. Don't forget to put your date right here. Cut out the title, tape it down, and then I want you to cut out those shapes, please, and tape those down. And as soon as you have that done, go ahead and hit pause, and as soon as you have that done, then I want you to start the video again, and we're going to do some examples. Okay, hopefully you stopped the video and you got these all taped down now. We're just going to go through some area and perimeter of these figures right here, and I think you've done this before, so I'm going to go through it kind of fast, but I want you to follow along and take notes. A rectangle. To calculate the area of a rectangle, we're going to do A equals length times width, L times W. And for perimeter, we're going to use the formula P equals 2L plus 2W. 2 lengths plus 2 widths. Remember, area is the area, the space inside of the rectangle, and perimeter is the distance around the outside. So if I take a rectangle that has a length of, say, 10 inches and a width of 3 inches, then to find the area, we're going to do length times width. So that's 30 inches squared. If I want to do perimeter, then we're going to take 2 of our lengths plus 2 of our widths. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 10 is 20. So our final answer there is 26, and that's just in inches, not inches squared, because it's a length. So that's pretty much area and perimeter. That's what you're going to have to do today on that. Triangle, the formula, area is 1/2 base times height. And I think most of you know that the height of the triangle is just straight down vertical, perpendicular to the base. It doesn't have to be vertical, but it does have to be perpendicular to the base, which means it has to form a right angle. So we're going to draw a triangle in here and go ahead and make the height. We'll call the height 3 units. How about we call those inches? And the base here we're going to call, I don't know, how about 7 inches? All right, so we have a base of 7 and a height of 3. So our formula is 1/2 base times height. So we're going to do 1/2 base times height. So we take 1/2 of 21, because 7 times 3 is 21. So we're going to take half of 21, which is 10.5 inches squared. So that's how you find the area of a formula. If you need to see that again, then make sure that you rewind and watch it one more time. All right. Now, perimeter is just adding up the outsides. So if we want to find the distance around this thing, we'd add this length, which I didn't give you, so that would be hard. But if I did, then it would be this length plus this length plus this length. And I'm going to just assume you can do perimeter pretty well, so we're not going to do an example. Trapezoid is a little tricky, a little trickier anyway. So on a trapezoid, the formula for a trapezoid is area equals 1/2 the height times bases added together. You've got 2 bases, so we've got base 1 and base 2. So we're going to take, let's go ahead and draw ourselves a trapezoid down here. And we'll say that this has a height of 10 units. Let's call these feet this time. And let's say this is 20 feet on this base. And the height, the base at the top, we'll say is 15 feet. Okay, now this does meet at a right angle. All heights meet at right angles. So we'll put a little right angle symbol in there. So now our formula is 1/2 the height, which is 10 feet, 1/2 times 10. And then the bases added together are going to be 15 and 20. 15 plus 20. So when you put this all together, it's going to be 1/2 of 10. I usually like to do that first, so I get 5. And then 15 plus 20 is 35. So what we really have here is 5 times 35. And 5 times 35, I believe, let's see, 5 times 30 is 150. 5 times 5 is 25. So I'm thinking that is 175 feet squared. If you need to, check me on the calculator, and we're going to cross our fingers that I did that right. Now, perimeter of this thing is still the same. If I give you the length of the outside here, okay, which we'd have to calculate, but if I did, then you would add this, plus this, plus this, plus this. Perimeter is just the distance around the outside. Okay, it doesn't matter what figure it is. Distance is the perimeter on the outside. Okay, last one we're going to do then is the circle. We're going to do area and circumference of the circle. Area is equal to pi r squared. Pretty sure you've seen that before. And circumference is equal to 2 pi r, or you can use 2 pi, I'm sorry, it's just pi times the diameter. Scratch that 2 out right there or erase it. Pi times the diameter. Now, I do want you to remember the difference between a radius and the diameter. Remember, the radius goes from the center of the circle to the edge. The diameter goes all the way across, like this. Now, if I'm going too fast for you, use the pause button. Don't tell me I'm going too fast, because you can easily stop me anytime you want. Alrighty? So, let's see here. Let's calculate the area. Let's do an example. Let's do the circumference and the area of a circle with, say, a radius of 5 inches. 5 inches. So area of this thing is going to be pi times the radius squared. Pi, we're going to use 3.14 for pi, times the radius squared. So that's going to be 3.14 times the radius squared. The radius is 5 squared. Sorry, I had to go get a calculator. 5 squared is 25. So I want to be kind of exact here. 3.14 times 25. Looks like I'm getting about 78.5 here. And since that's area, inches is what I said, we're going to put inches squared at the end. Very important that you use those units. And circumference is equal to pi, oops, let me get to where you can see it. Circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. So that's going to be 3.14 times the diameter of the circle, which diameter, remember, is all the way across. So if pi, or if the radius is 5, then my diameter is going to be 10. So I'm going to change this to a 10. 3.14 times 10, when I multiply by 10, all I have to do is move the decimal over one place. So I have 31.4, and this time it's just inches, because circumference is a lot like perimeter. It's just the distance around. All right, so there's part 1 of your notes. Now we're going to turn the page here. And what I want you to do is the mix and match vocabulary. Uh-oh, getting my pages all yucked up here. Okay, move out a little so you can see. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to tape at the top, mix and match vocabulary right at the top of your paper. All right. And then you're also going to have over here on the side the date, 8/26/13. So the next thing you need to do is you need to start cutting all of these little pieces of paper out. See if I can show you. I want you just to start cutting these, just all of them out, each of them individually. I know it's going to take you a minute to cut each of these out. But what you have here is you have some definitions and you have some vocabulary. Definitions and vocabulary. And you have to figure out which are the definitions and which are the vocabulary, which are the words. So we're going to get all of these little pieces cut out. Just keep cutting until you got all of them cut out. And then what I want you to do is match them up. All right? So once you've figured that out, then you can tape them down on this piece of paper or on your notes. Okay, I'll trim that up just a little bit. So now I've got all my little pieces of paper, and I didn't finish cutting them, but you get the idea. So now once we find a word or a term and we find its definition, then all I want you to do is just tape them down next to each other. Okay, all the way down this piece of paper. So let me zoom in on this a little bit. Maybe you can see it better. It's hard. I thought maybe you'd be able to see more of my paper than that, but that's pretty much all I have done anyway, so I guess that'll work. And so these don't go together. I'm just using an example. Okay, the area of a polygon is, oh, well, I scratched that. Man, you guys got lucky. Those do go together. So I can go ahead and put those down and tape them or glue them together right there, just like that. All right, so go through and find all of the words and match them up with their definitions all the way down the page. Okay, as soon as you get that, we'll check it when I come back. And as soon as you get that, done that, I want you to work on page 11 and page. So what I want you to do is I want you to work on page 11 and page 12 in the Glencoe Geometry workbook that's on your hard drive. And we will grade that as soon as I get back. So keep that in mind. Make sure you're using units, feet, feet squared, centimeters, centimeters squared, whatever it takes. And we will see you on Wednesday.